Hey everybody, Tonia Reeves here. I'm here this morning on my own because Tony had double booked himself. So I said, you know what, I'm getting on. I promised a couple of people that I'd be on this morning, and I just went, I'm going to come on here and chat to everyone, talking to myself. If I'm not talking to myself, I might be chatting to others. But anyway, get on and say hello. I hope that my generator running in the background is not too noisy. I could get earphones, and then I thought, no, you know what? I'll keep it real. We've got the generator going because we run out of power, which sometimes happens when you're on solar. So anyway, hopefully it's not too noisy. You can all let me know about that one. Anyway, how's everyone's week been? I can't wait to hear what's been happening. We're between eclipses right now, so this is an amazing manifestation time and a time to bring about the things that we desire. So it's a really great time to do a bit of reflection, to actually sit with what we want to bring to the table right now. And I know for many, we often get asked that, what brings us joy, what brings happiness to the table for us. And for many, sometimes we can't automatically answer that. I know that myself. Sometimes I've been like, where does the joy, what brings you joy, and are you doing enough of it? Because when we think about it, life is about balance. We are here on a journey, and it's not all perfect. We certainly have our ups and downs, and we certainly have times that are testing. And I know for many, this year's been a bit of a test and a bit of a wake up to self-healing. A lot of us are going through personal healing, and this sometimes can be, physical ailments with our body, things that are coming up for us with around health. This year's been really big for a lot of people. Listening to our body is really important, and it's something you'll often hear me state, that the body is the clue to what's going on within. And when we look at whether it's aches and pains or issues, and I always say, check out Louise Hay, check out Inner Segal's book is amazing for really putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And that is what the body is about, is putting the pieces of the puzzle together. G'day, Nick, how are you? Love to hear how you're going. I'm so excited to catch up with you in Sydney. Nick is going to be in Sydney with a stand, and I'm excited, Nick, so I can direct people, because I'll be on the stage going, hey, go and check out Nick and beautiful Sandra and check out your stand. So that's going to be really exciting to have an animal dreaming stand at Sydney. Yay. So I've just got my times for the main stage, so I'm a bit excited about that. And I will, when I'm not on the same time every day, so my brain just went, oh yeah, yep. I know, I think I'm 2:00 Thursday and Friday, and I'm not sure about Saturday and Sunday. Like, I know that there are times I might be 3:00, I might be 2:30. I won't say until I know, because I'll get it wrong. But anyway, I'll be in Sydney at the MBS, and that will be the weekend. Nick, now, geez, my dates this year, right? I have a big calendar, and I normally have it there. I have it sitting here with everything on it. Now, I don't know for what reason I've tucked it away. It's not here. And I only thought last night, I need to get perspective here, because so many things happening this year. And, it's, unless I like a visual, I like to be able to look at a whole year's program and go, I know what I'm doing. And yeah, so obviously something's going on, because I'm not doing it right now. How's everyone else's energy going? How are you feeling right now? Get on and share away, so we can all be part of this team, seeing as poor Tony's not going to be here with us. So we've got to make this a doozy, because then he gets, FOMO, fear of missing out. And we love Tony to get FOMO, right? Because like I say to him, we had heaps more interaction when you weren't here. Not really ever, but, hey, we're here to stir him up. Really here to stir him up. Hey, Treen, how are you? My beautiful cousin Treen just had surgery, so she's back online again. I'm so excited to have you on. Lorinda is back online. Lorinda, so how are you feeling? You've had surgery as well. This is interesting, because this year is about healing, and it's about the body, us listening. We're talking about that, and there's so many I know that can relate to that on this feed, is, that we're being reminded. And I know for me, it's been about carrying a bit of weight and trying to shift the heaviness. So that's been something I've been really aware of, just, moving a bit more. Hey, Mel, how you going, Mel? And Jen, good morning, Jen. Okay, Jen's put here, isn't it fantastic and amazing that we're able to boost others up and give them a big shout out at these big shows? I agree, Jen. And that's my role there. You know, I love MBS. I've met some amazing people, and I go there and support as many business owners and stands as I can. You know, I try and get around to the ones that I totally resonate with. I'm always like, hi. And, you know, I probably spend more money than I ever make because I love it. I love supporting others. And to me, that's what I'm there for. So, yeah. So I think, you know, we're in the middle of I was just reading Elizabeth Peru. If you want to follow someone who's amazing, check her out. And she was just on her page this morning saying we're between eclipses, so it's manifestation time. So let's really get into what is it we want to bring to the table here. What is our words this year? You know, like I find that so powerful to get into the zone and go, what is it you want to bring to the table this year? So, and I feel for many of us, it's starting to not be the things around us. It's starting to actually be how we want to energetically, you know, be as humans. So for me, it's peace. I'm just around peace, you know, peace and joy. That's, you know, I sound, my mantra this year is like a Christmas carol all year. Joy to the world and peace. Peace for myself though, or and others, you know, and we work on ourselves, and that's a reflection of what, you know, we connect with. So, you know, it's really important to remember that we can, you know, we can attract that peace for ourselves, and then that way we radiate it to others. Trine says here she's feeling positive and her energy's growing. Back to the cold shower challenge. Now, Trine and I, right, we've started this cold shower challenge, and I think I've mentioned it before on the show. You know, I'm a big book fan. I go to Big W and I read all the you know, health and wellness and wellbeing books, and I came across a guy called Wim Hof, and he's called the Iceman. So he is probably was instrumental in, now, you know, we're reading all about ice baths and all the rest of it, but I recommend his book. It was like $12 and fantastic. So Trine and I found the book and started reading it, and I shared it because Trine's been on a healing journey as well, and it basically encourages, what he says is a cold shower at the end of your shower. So you have your normal shower, then you start off with like 15 seconds. You can even start with not fully cold if you want. Start with half cold for that time. I tell you what, it is amazing how it resets the body. And I've been doing it now for, I would say, about 3 weeks. And it doesn't even feel cold, the water now. It's like, it actually feels good. And basically the way he describes it is we are resetting that part of the brain that goes, no, I don't want to be in the cold shower. And, you know, the mornings that are the hardest, you know, those mornings you go, I can't do it today. I can't, I am not mentally up to having a cold burst at the end of my shower today. I really can't do it. Those are the days when you push through that and you do it, that you come out and go, hell yes. And all of a sudden the whole energy of your day changes. So I highly recommend, you know, if you feel drawn to it, check it out. Check out his book and really read up on the benefits of that cold blast. And it changes everything. You don't feel the cold so much. It encourages your fingers and toes to get better circulation throughout the body. It's, the benefits are incredible, and it's something you can do that's free. And, you know, if you run out of hot water, then you're winning. So as Tony would say in the Hungarian version, this is saving money. So I highly recommend to try it because it really does reset the brain. It really, really does. Hey, Anita, how are you? We've got heaps coming in. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm so excited. Let's have a look. Nick's got here that he ended up, body was shut down last 4 weeks, ended up in hospital. Wow, Nick, that's pretty big, with a chest infection. So I had to stop everything. So step back, slowly regaining energy, big movement on a spiritual level, working on workshops and adding 2 new products. Love it, Nick. I love it. So you've kind of shifted that focus, and, you know, and I think that's the thing we forget. We look at those health challenges as a, oh my God, how do we get as better as we can? But sometimes looking at the big picture, like Nick's described here, we're, you know, what's the you know, the after effect of that? and that is to be a bit inspired, and for Nick's working on that spiritual level on workshops and adding products, and they're the gems in amongst the shit time that we have on our health is not good. So, it's definitely there to challenge us, but it is nice to be able to go, what's the lesson here? Jen's put it here, I like it. I know a few people who do cold showers, start with a foot and work your way up. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. He also describes the breathing exercises too that are really powerful. And, it's about, for us, I think, controlling our brain and our thoughts and, really being able to do the most that we can to enable life to be enjoyed rather than experienced. And for some of us, it's like just going back to doing the basic things, and we don't have to spend a lot. And that's what I say to people. You don't have to go to an ashram for a week or do a $7,000 course on how to heal yourself. We all have it within. If you feel drawn to do that, hell yes, go and do it, because the best investment you can make is within yourself. 100%. But also do you. I think it's really important. We sometimes hand the power over to others, and we have what we need within us, but we do need to access it. So connect to that. Hey, Gilly from the US is here. What time is it over there, Gil? Thinking it'd be late at night, but anyway, I could be wrong. Yes. So it is up to us. We're the only ones that have that, we have the ability to be able to make changes. And I really think as humans, and this year we're being really pushed to change things up. And believe you me, if you've got health issues, if you've got stuff coming up, that's the body saying, knock, knock, knock. We need to change things. We can't just keep going on and hope that, we're going to heal ourselves, or we put our hands in we put ourselves in somebody else's hands to fix us, and then we feel great. Then we continue to do the same thing. And aren't we crazy in the way we do that? How often do you hear that as humans? We'll have some life-changing health crisis, and then we go back to doing what we've done before, and we don't even think about it. And I see it all the time. And, when I find that when I connect to others for readings, or, connecting for healings even, it's like we need to be able to look at things differently to change where we're at. We can't do the same thing. It's like that old saying that we hear all the time. We do the same old thing over and over and expect a different result. So if the health issues are coming up, these can be little things. This could be heartburn. It could be a little bit of high blood pressure, or a little bit of low blood pressure. The little tiny things, they're the start. That's where things start. And unless we address it and change up a few things, then, that little knock becomes a really powerful one. So, it's a hard one. And health, when you look at it, without our health, we've got nothing. Like, man, I love to travel. I love to do things. I love to ride my horses. Without my health, I can't do all that. So that's the most important thing. And I think as we get older, we kind of get that a bit more. Mel's here, put open eyes and listen to surroundings on what the underlying meanings of people and energies. Next is a health kick with fasting and mobility exercises again. Good on you, Al. Awesome. That's great. And it is about connecting to people's energy. It is about taking on board how you feel. And to me, sometimes you'll meet people and they talk and you listen to the words, but it's actually it's about connecting to the energy and going, is this matching this? Because sometimes it isn't, and sometimes we don't know. We don't know that we're doing that, and I can honestly be guilty of that, or I can see something in somebody else. And for me, the message is, right, I'll do reading, three readings will come up throughout the week that are the same theme, right? It might be, you need to speak up, you need to speak up, you need to speak up. And I'm like, oh, gee, that's an interesting thread. And I know when that happens, I need to listen to that as well. So the power within that is incredible. And, it's an amazing journey to go on and have that understanding and go, everything is a sign. And that's why I love this comment that Mel shared, because everything is a sign. And when we start looking at that and we start having that awareness of, the signs are there, we just need to take notice and stopping and taking a moment to just breathe and taking a moment to listen to our body. When we hold space for our body and for the messages that it has for us, we can change things and we can take responsibility for making our life better. It's simple when we say it. And I'm not here saying I've got it all worked out and I'm perfectly, in sync, because stuff comes up for us all and we want to be able to navigate it as easily as we can. And sometimes we forget that and we think that, it's just a space in time that I'm experiencing this. But in actual fact, quite often it's spirit saying, hey, knocking, listen to me. What are you not doing? We're always, as humans, not doing something. But we also don't want to feed into guilt. And so this is where, Mel was saying, like, with your health, Mel, just set that intention. Say, hey, and for me, I say, I have an affirmation, I am fit and healthy. You don't put pressure on, I have to do X, Y, and Z to get the results that I want. I am fit and healthy. I'm going to affirm that. I do things that benefit me and I commit to things around that. Jen's put in here, I've been going through an allergic storm for a few days. My poor body, thank the Lord for CBD oil. Yeah, isn't it interesting? My partner's he has like a bit of chronic fatigue, like that aching side, which he's, carried for a little while. And the CBD oil has really helped. And it's interesting because what happens with the oil is it helps and then you don't notice it. And then we went away for a few days, I just got back yesterday and he forgot his oil and he's gone to me, I'm aching. Oh my God, I'm so, God, I can feel, everything's painful. And I'm like, did you bring your oil? It's like, no. I said, there you go. Well, it works. Because sometimes we do things. I do things like I'll get on a tangent of, yes, I start taking something and it's great and it works. And then we stop because it's working and we're feeling great. And then it's like, we need to go back to that. But, hey, that's part of our human journey. So Mel's also put in here, lately I've been seeing a lot of the same old coming back and it's really shunted me back into my shell, but in a good way, I'm hoping. Mel, there's a lot of that happening currently. And if you look around, like we've had these eclipses and stuff happening, around at the moment. So we are being taken back to what we need the healing to be done on. So when things come up, and this is often, as humans, how many times do we go, I've learnt that lesson now, next, right? Then 2 years later, the same lesson comes back or the same energy. And it's like, holy shit, I thought I'd done all that. But, deep down, there's layers. So that's how it goes. We need to go through those layers. But, it is working through it. And always, again, it's about perspective. So sometimes you can be in the worst possible case scenario, or you can be, sitting in that space of nothing is working. I feel down. I feel like the world's against me. And, for me, I think sometimes we need to acknowledge that and say, that is okay to have those thoughts and feelings. Okay, I'm just going to sit with that for a moment and then turn that around and then say, okay, how can I might go and treat myself to a cup of nice tea, or I might go for a walk, or I'm just going to shift that so that I can bring in what is needed to help me at this moment. Spirit will always provide the answers for that. They will always help us. And I see this all the time. It's it's a major part of my work is your spiritual team are there going, hello, we're here to help you. Are you listening? Because they're giving us those signs and we all get them, but we just need to take more notice. And that's what I loved earlier when Mel said, just sitting and absorbing what it is going on around you. And I don't mean like that, the chaos, but just sit for a moment and take note of sounds, smells, get back into just being present. And that will allow spirit to come in and give you the signs. And that's why often we get information when we're in the shower, or we're in the car and there's no music on, suddenly we get great ideas, because that's the moment that spirit can come in when we are quiet. And think about it, as humans, we're not quiet a lot. Good morning, Jenny. Hey, Jen. Kathy, how we going? Yeah, Kathy shared here. That's where I'm at now. I feel like everyone and everything's against me. What I feel, Kathy, sorry. What I feel, Kathy, at the moment, we are being shown people that maybe have been in our life for a while that we believe are on our side or we've aligned with, we're being shown the other side. And, you know, I've had that come up with a couple of people recently. Just it's their stuff, and I acknowledge that, like, it's their stuff they're going through. I hold space, but they when we step back from it and go, okay, you know, it is their stuff. Like, we all lash out at people, we all stuff up, man. That's just how we go. Things happen. But when we hold our own space and say, okay, I'm here, that person's dealing with their stuff. I feel sorry for them, you know, and I've had that with one of the incidences that came up. It was like there was just a person that was sort of creating drama, and there was a lot of drama going on. And it was like I was understanding of it because I thought, I know they're not in a great place. And I reached out and said, look, if you need me to hold space for you, I'm here, because I know you're not in a great space. I can see that. But, you know, it was their journey to go on. And so it was just a big lash out. But what happened was, from that lash out, they moved over and away. You know, it was like they had to go on their journey. So it then brought about that separation. And for me, it was like, well, I did what I could there, but I didn't take it on, because I didn't take it personally. It's not up to me. Like, I am, you know, I'm, as we all are, we're not here to please everybody. We are here to please ourselves. And if that means that people need to be removed from our life, that's so be it. And let me tell you, when you sit in that space, what happens is, and I've had this happen numerous times throughout my life, is when there's somebody that is not for your highest good, there's somebody there that's bad. You know, they might be talking about you behind your back, they might be being nasty to you, they might be, you know, just manipulating things. There's so many people that have that side to them, they don't even realize they're doing it for the most part. But when you just sit back and let things unravel, and I don't mean let people, you know, give you a hard time and you know, be walked all over by any means, but just sit in your power. And to me, that's, I have that white light energy around me, and I just say, it's not my job to make everybody happy, and it's their stuff, not mine. So that's what I'm going to sit in, the energy of, it's theirs, it's not mine. I don't need to own it. And what happens is they will disappear. Trust me, they will disappear. I've had some, like, they crack the shits, and they'll, you know, I had a girl back when I had my hair salon, and she just instigated so much trouble. And what happened was, she'd get everyone on her side, and she'd try and push one person out at various times. And then in the end, it came that it was me. So what happened was, I was aware of it, and I thought, okay, let's, you know, how's the best way around this? So what happened was, she just sat one day, she blurted out, like, I'm over this, I'm out of here, right? Just lost it, cracked it. And I was like, understand, done deal. She was so fast out of that shop, and it was a done deal. And I paid her out. She didn't have to come back. See you. Nice knowing you. And you know what? Disappeared. And then I had my great salon back again with everyone was happy. It was like she just was a massive negative influence, and she got ejected. And that's spirit, right? And that recently we've had the same. Someone just causing trouble, and, you know, like, they're just not happy people. And that's how I look at it. I don't hold it against them. I don't, you know, they lash out at the ones that probably care the most. And I don't fully get that, because that's not my thing. I wouldn't do that to somebody, but I understand that they're hurting. So hurt people hurt others. And if you can keep that in mind, it is, you know, never take it personally. Like, never take it personally. If somebody's going to lash out at you, and you know in your heart you've done nothing, it's their shit, and they can sit in it. We don't need to. Yes, we can offer to help, but that's all you can do. And there's always going to be that one person that's, causing trouble. There is, I think, and that's the challenge. And there's no foolproof way of doing it, but I think if we can sit in a space to say, look, that person is being shit right now, but they're going through stuff. It is their path, not mine. I'm not going to get dragged into it, and I just think when we honor that, we're honoring who we are, because we're not here to please everybody. And I love Mel's, not my circus, not my monkeys. Absolutely, and we went out last night to see Rodney Roode, okay? And it's really funny. So, and one of the things, and love him or not, like, everyone's different and whatever, he was absolutely, we were in stitches and totally politically not correct and all the rest of it. But, the big message that came out from there was, humor is what gets us through many things. And he was sharing that. He's been married to his wife for 50 odd years. And he said, humor, at the end of the day, no matter what, it's, having that person that you can bounce off, that you have a joke with, and you make fun of a situation that maybe one of you are going through stress or something, and then somebody just flips it around. And it was like, you know what, we just were laughing. And, the fun in humor and bringing up that sense of fun when things are shit, when somebody's being, when somebody's being over the top, and it's like, you know what, they're just being a shit. And we can't change that. We can only change ourselves. So I believe, and it's something that I work on that every day, is I love Wayne Dyer's, one of his sayings that's always stuck with me is, do not take anything personally. And I think as humans, the media's vamped it up so that we all get offended by everything. It doesn't matter what it is. The media encourages us to be offended because that brings up anger, that brings up people lashing out. And I think we need to fight against it and say, I'm not going to take anything personally. I can choose to listen to somebody, or I can choose to not listen to somebody, and I think the more that we connect in with that, and we don't follow that narrative of, I'm going to buy into this bullshit that I need to be offended, or I need to push my ideas on somebody else. I might love somebody, you might hate them. You might love somebody, I might hate. Well, hate's a hard word, but you know what? I'm just saying it for the sake of it. We all have different tastes, and thank God for that, because wouldn't life be boring otherwise? So to me, it's like we all take what we need, and it's a little bit like this feed when you jump on board. Hey, Tash, we're talking about anything, current energies, what's going on for everyone, health, what's happening around everyone at the moment. And, we just make the most of it and have a bit of fun. And if we can have a laugh, like, that's where we miss Tony, because Tony brings the comedy to this show. And, we love that. But, humor is the best thing. Go and have a laugh, like whether it's watching somebody, jump on one of the comedy things and find someone that you resonate with and you can get laughter out of. It is the best cure for anything is throwing some humor in. You can be really down and you see something funny, and I laugh at inappropriate things. I'm just like, things that it was a little bit like the cards that I had the other week that were inappropriate. I'm just like, oh, I find it so funny, and it's just like, hey, what can we do? We got to laugh. So anyway, Vichka's put in here. Vichka, thank you. I was thinking of you this morning, and I'm so glad you're here. And I hope you are going okay, because you did come to mind. Good morning, TNT family. How are you all riding the eclipse? Okay, Mercury retrograde energy. Anything that needs changing is surfacing. Looking within myself to find where I need to change. I love this. Okay? Anything that needs changing is surfacing to look within. So this is a really, really powerful time, and that's why some things are coming up a little bit like Mel said earlier. We've got stuff coming up that we need to work on. And I'm just going back. There's so many comments. Thank you all. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. There's so many. It's interesting. We've covered so much ground today, like people that we, maybe can't deal with, and then, we're talking about healing. Lorinda's popped in here. I'm feeling this. I've bent over backwards for a friend going through so much over the last 4 years, but I've been going through so much with my health issues recently, and she called once to go on and on about her stuff without even asking me how I was. Don't have the energy for a one-way friendship anymore. Well done, Lorinda. Sometimes we just have to identify that. And you know what? When you let go of those that aren't for your highest good, you'll bring in, it allows space for somebody else to step in. And I say to people, like, you can know people for 6 months and it feels like you've known them forever. And you can know people for 20 years and you just lose that resonance. So, you got to go with that. Jen's put in here, time to cut the cord. Yeah. And that's the thing, we need to just be aware of that. But again, do not take it personally, do not take it that it is their stuff. So we need to honor that. Kathy's put in here, are we all grieving over the same person though? Not sure on that. No. I don't think so. I think it's stuff coming up for us right now. But again, this whole forum and what we share here is to hold space and go, a lot of us are feeling it. So Natasha, energy seems very deflated. So it's a Mercury retrograde energy. That's where communication's not great right now. Signing contracts, not great right now, and Jenny's put in here, yeah, cut your friend loose. Absolutely, Lorinda. Yeah. Don't forget to thank the old you for what you've learned. Anita's sharing here. Honor you and what you have been through. Absolutely. I love that. Sometimes we can forget that because it is the history. It's what we've been through that makes us who we are today. And sometimes, yes, we could look back and go, why did I attract that? And I really, in my mind could have done without it. But for whatever reason, we needed to go through that. And, it's not always easy. And, it's that I often think that, like, it's some of the journeys that people go on. It's like, I just can't imagine how they've got through. So we definitely hold space for those that have experienced that. And for me, I'm just in awe of those that I come across, whether it's connecting for readings or just meeting out and about, and, that have really had a rough time. And yeah, you just, want to give them a hug because it's like, can't imagine going through that. Jen's put in here, ours has been in the works for over a month, changing banks so slow. And you probably don't want it to happen right now, Jen, either. Just funny. And Avichka shared here, laughter definitely helps move energy out of your body, more fun and light coming to the balance of things. Absolutely. And that's what I feel. Laughter shifts things. We can be stuck. We can be stuck with things. As humans, we become a bit obsessive sometimes. And I think it's just how we're wired sometimes to go on a tangent. I know I'm great at tangents. It's like, yeah, I'm off on that tangent. And then I cut that and then I'm off on something else. But absolutely. And okay, Tash has put, my energy's deflated towards work. I'm not getting the shifts that I'm used to. That's okay, Tash. You know what? Sometimes too, what I've found in the last month is just be an allowance with that and say, okay, universe, you've pulled some shifts. Is there something bigger to come for me? And just sit with that feeling and say, okay, if my shifts from work are getting pulled, that's because something bigger and better is coming. And as soon as you sit into that energy, you watch things shift. And there'll be an opportunity. Hey, Lloyd, how are you? Lloyd, and I think there was a comment from Kathy back in the ether. Lloyd and Kathy from over in the US, how are you? Haven't heard from you guys for ages, so I'm really rapt to have you both on the feed. And yeah, I'm like, I don't know where Kath was. And also Kelly, I want to shout out. She's had the flu, so her body's sending you something. Perfect timing. Yes, divine timing. I love it. Thank you, Kelly, for sharing. I'm just going back because I don't have Nick to I have Nick to be an influence here, but I don't have Tony, I should say. Gee, that's pretty bad, isn't it? Well, I'm just connecting to the Nick energy. Jenny's put in here manifesting. Allegedly, it's a good time to manifest right now between eclipses. Okay. Kathy, I'll bring up your comment too. Lloyd's been in a rough place since he was injured at work at the end of Feb. He walks with a walker now. He has back surgery next week. So we need the positive thoughts. Okay, Lloyd, we are going to affirm that you only have the best people working on you that are going to do the best job that is needed so you can get back to not having to have a walker, get that back happening. So I know there's many healers on this feed that will be sending you healing thoughts and love to have a quick recovery and be really well looked after. And I love that. It was one of the things I remembered with Louise Hay was, always affirming that I only have great people working on me. I have the best people working on me at any time. And, that's to do with like at times we have to go and have operations. And I'm all for, mixing things up. Like, yes, we want the experts. There's the Western medicine and, there's so many different options. But going in with that right mindset definitely helps. Definitely helps. I am 100% like my back. I am strong. Back is all about support too, Kathy. So look up back for Lloyd. So Lloyd can then do some affirmations on I'm well supported in everything that I do. See, back is around support. When you look at it, our back is what supports our whole body. Without that, we struggle. So back, I know energetically is about being supported. So, I feel that it's, that would be a big affirmation. And with the affirmations, Kathy, get on your computer, write them up in bold, print them off and stick them around. And seriously, that's manifestation at its best. And it's easy. You just print them out, stick them up with blue tack around you so that this subconscious connects in with that. And you'll find when we do things like that, an example was my son back, he's 23 now, when he had a major operation back when he was 18 months old. And I just affirmed that, he would have the best surgeons. And he was meant to have this guy that came out from America who was the best surgeon ever, apparently. Well, it was meant to be. And there was also a guy here in Australia who had been doing the operation for years and years. So the guy from America, he was booked in to do his first surgery. And Mason, my son, became sick. And he had like a cold and was all snuffly. So they couldn't do the op. And it wasn't until I met this guy and I was like, oh, my God, he really wanted to experiment with my son. He had an injury, a birth injury. And then I was like, oh, when they were like, oh, no, he's sick, we can't do it. So he ended up getting the really good guy who was based here in Australia, and he did the op for him. And I was so relieved because I think if I'd met the American and it was going ahead, I would have been like, oh, my God, what's he going to do? Because he was like, oh, we've got all these new things that more or less we can try. And I'm like, I've got an 18-month-old son. I don't want him to be trialed, thank you. But yeah, so Spirit made that happen. He got a cold 2 days before, couldn't go ahead. So the American guy was flown back out and he wasn't around when his next op was booked in. So this is what I'm saying with you, and with the same for you, Lloyd. When we affirm I have the best doctors and surgeons, I have the best, what happens then is if there was anyone that isn't the best, it'll be put off, and know that happens for a reason. So, in all honesty, that the power of setting that intention is amazing. And, I know, Lloyd, you'll be well looked after, and you've got Kathy there, supporting you as well. But there is a lot, and I know there's a lot on this feed. Like Lorinda's just recently had an operation for health. So's Katrina. There's many here that have recently had, health stuff come up that they've needed to then go and get fixed. So I do feel there's that bit of a shift in like get stuff done so we can bounce back and be ready for the next part of the journey. So, it is important. Hey, Monica, how you going? We're sharing about current energies, what's happening for you. I hope you're keeping busy. Lucy's on board too. Hey, beautiful Lucy, how are you? Hey, everybody. It's pretty cool to have everyone on. That's awesome. We've got heaps of you on today. I'll be able to say to Tony, I think I got more than when Tony's here. Stir him up. Anywho, but yeah, so it is about mindset. If we can work on that and say, okay, I'm going to go in with this mindset that is about only the great things come to me. Like, seriously, just put that out there. Only great things, great friends, great health, great opportunities, great inner peace, and work on what it is that brings you joy. So can anyone jump on right now and share what brings you joy? What is it? If I was to say, okay, nothing was in the way but experiencing joy, what would that mean for you? And take a minute for this, because sometimes we'll jump in with this and then all of a sudden then we have a think about it. And I guarantee you, for many of you, what you will think is your joy possibly isn't. So, but this is, again, we connect to joy and fun regardless of what's going on. For Lloyd with surgery coming up, we still want to connect in what's joy and fun. What means joy and fun for you, and what brings you joy and fun? And the reason I want to do this exercise with all of you that are on the feed is I want you to have a think about it. What brings you fun? What brings you personally fun? This is not about looking good to everyone else by saying it's my children, it's my husband, it's my this, it's my that. What brings you joy? And just think about what brings you joy. So this is for you personally. And then just pop it on the feed, because we'll share what it is. And there'll be more than one thing, of course, but we're just going to pop in there what brings joy. Okay. And I'll go on to Avichka's while we're doing that. Avichka's comment, I've been slowing down and resting more, just trying to change by not stressing about things I cannot control, especially others' behavior, so I'm not so triggered, to help have the energy to ride this. 100%. And we were just chatting about that, Avichka, earlier on this feed, that there's been a lot of people with showing the true side of people. And we're not... when I say true side, it might be you've had a friendship or connection with someone for a while, you've supported them, and then all of a sudden we've seen currently, energetically, we're being shown, by the way, bang. So for many, there's been some shocks along the way of those that maybe we've been close to, but we're just acknowledging, we're letting go now and just going, you know what, that's okay. That's all right. So definitely, I think, and if we look at it and go, it's not our stuff, because we take on people's stuff, Tash, I love this. Happiness and being happy in a relationship with the kids and being happy and being proud of myself is a big thing for me. Well done, Tash. So to me, being proud of yourself, that's massive, right? And I would create rituals around that. How can you embrace being proud of yourself? And that could be, I have a special cup, to have your coffee out of that says I'm bloody awesome. It can be that simple. Or, I'm get one made. I'm so proud of myself. Really embrace that celebration for it, because, that there's power in that. And the more we feed into that, I'm proud of myself, the more our brain goes, oh, reward for being proud. I'm going to do more proud stuff. I'm going to be more in alignment with that, and it makes more sense. So these are the things. So Lloyd loves fishing. Love it, Lloyd. So again, manifesting that, Lloyd, you're going to be, after your surgery, walking good, have your fishing stuff ready. Have your lures ready. Have your rod ready. Have everything ready and in preparation. And again, this is manifesting on the highest level. You're ready when you come out. After your recovery, you're off fishing. And visualize that too. Hold that vision. But definitely, and I would go out and buy a new lure, Lloyd, or scrub up some old ones, or get everything there ready to go. That is my joy, and I know that's my next step. And what happens then? The body goes, great, get this surgery out of the way, get back on the road, because our focus here is fishing. It's not about going in and having surgery and being laid up and not being able to walk. It's about being able to go fishing. So I love that. And, that's as simple as it gets. It doesn't have to be. We often think our joy needs to be something really complex, but it doesn't need to be. So Mel's put in animals. I love that, Mel. Love it. Kelly, self-love, workshops are run with kids. Oh, how amazing. Teaching about their own strengths, mindfulness, yoga, friendships. The joy that they have in the present moment reminds me to be in the present moment and have fun, and I love that. What you've shared there, Kelly, these are things that are not, they don't cost you much. It's just about committing to time. And I think we need to look at sometimes our time being our greatest currency, that when we have time and when we make time for these things that we're all sharing here, that we then hold space for more of it. So we might dedicate 10 minutes a day. And I know for the likes of Mel's got 5 children, many on this feed, you're busy. We're busy being busy as humans, and that's pretty normal. But when we make a daily amount of time that fills that cup up in regards to our joy, it might be looking up on a map where you're going. Somebody said road trips. Hey, I love a road trip. I'm all about the road trip. It might be getting on, downloading apps and going, okay, where am I going to go on the next road trip? Connecting to groups that travel, connecting to people that go fishing in the area. Lloyd, where you're going to go fishing? I love Lloyd's put here on fishing and fishing and fishing. I love it. Jen's put in here having the house to myself and no interruptions or others' energy distracting me. Love it. So when that happens, Jen can sit in that and go, wow, I really appreciate this. I really connect with that. And I value that time. So for the most part, a lot of it here that we're sharing is about time. And when we, when that happens, when that time aspect is there and we make time and we commit to it, that's when we get more of it. Treen's put in here, sunshine, butterflies, laughing and making others laugh and love. Beautiful. There's so many great shares here. Monica. Hey, Monica hasn't popped up hers yet. But Anita, I love it. I'm the same. Adventures into the unknown and road trips. Avichka, singing and dancing. That's so cool. Singing and dancing. You can't be unhappy when you're dancing, can you? Yes, you can't be unhappy. Again, movement, energy. These are all things that we can, we can look at and hold space for, allowing that time. Put on your music loud. Go and dance like nobody's watching, because in the most part, they're not. Even if you've got a big group of people, no one's watching. They're all being self-conscious about their own dancing and not watching yours. Trust me. Oh, it's funny. That is funny. I love it. Mel's put drawing and sketching. Another one I've kind of lost over the time. Yeah, awesome. Love it. Yes, absolutely. And, another one that I think is really important right now is connection to others. And, when you think about it, we've all been through the epidemic. We've all been through so much where we've been disconnected. And I see now more than ever that we're ready to reconnect. And that's in person. I really feel that, like, actually coming together as a group and connecting in person. So, and having a long list. Exactly. I love it. Avich just got here, having a long list. And if you have a long list, then it's about going, okay, I'm going to allow 10 minutes of time that I'm dancing. Music's up loud. I love music. To me, love it. And best thing I ever bought with the AirPods now, that with noise cancelling. Oh my God, it's like a whole new era. Turn your music up flat out. No one knows what you're listening to. But yeah, it doesn't matter even if you've got a speaker and turn it up really loud and just, have fun. And yeah, music is energy. So often, I've got a power playlist. So that on that playlist is all my empowerment songs. So I will play those before I do a show. If I need to lift my energy up, I have a playlist for that. I've got a reflective playlist. So this is a playlist of songs that are deep and meaningful. So sometimes when I feel like I need deep and meaningful, I will put that playlist on. Then I have I've got so many playlists, it's crazy. But the, if you have that, and I love Jed's here, Titanium's my song. I love it. Have a song. I've got so many songs that I couldn't actually list, and mine changes regularly. So, but, they're the kind of things that help fill our cup up, is bringing about that sense of fun. And, fun, being creative, doing hobbies. These are all things that say yes to us. And honestly, if we don't say yes to us, how can anyone else say yes to us? Like, how can we be important to others if we're not important to ourselves? And that's the bit that we often miss, is how we connect with this is a reflection of how so does the rest of the world. So if we honor, and if we share that experience or that feeling of, this is where I'm at right now, this is how I'm feeling, this is, and it doesn't mean we're up all the time, of course not, but we are going to own loving here, because our home is here. And I loved it. I went and saw John Edwards many years back, and I love him. I think he's amazing. And he shared that as part of his intro, was, this is our home. Like, within this body, this is home. So we need to look after it the best, because we don't take anything else with us. We have this on our whole journey. So we want to honor it. We want to cherish it, and we want to value it. And it's not just about the physical body. It's about the brain, how we think, what feeds us. And, you'll notice this, how we can shift energy. You might listen to, I don't know, you might listen to a news thing about somebody that was murdered, or true crime. People are really obsessed with true crime. And I love it too at times, but I'll also be mindful of how I feel after listening to it. Because sometimes if it's been horrible crimes or involving children, I'm just like, so, I'll listen to it, but then I go away and I'm not feeling, doesn't make me feel really great. So that's where I need to be aware of, what am I listening to? How do I feel after listening to it? Does it bring me joy? And am I possibly, connecting with or listening to things? Am I feeding my brain with stuff that isn't helping me live that life of bring about the fun, bringing about that, being the best version of me? So, and Jen's put it here, great, I love it. It's like shadow work. Without the darkness, we cannot have light. Without sadness, we can't have happiness. 100%. 100%. Life is a journey. It is up and down. And no one has consistent, we're all here. It's well, maybe one or two do, who knows? But, part of that journey is being able to own our power. And plants, I love it. I love plants too. Not so great at them when you're traveling, I've learned. I've had to let my garden go, which has been really hard. But, yeah, you can't travel and maintain I absolutely love going to pick my own veggies, and I really miss that when you're traveling. You just don't get to do it. So, yeah, so Anita's put, I love the playlist. Yes, I need to go and do that. Seriously, it's a game changer, because you can just access any playlist at any time. You can have a healing playlist. I've got meditation playlist. I've got chill out playlists. So, like, playlists I just want to chill out and not, not consciously think about music. So it's just in the background. It's lovely, relaxing. Like, and you go to a cafe and it's like that. I call it bland music, but it's just like there. But I also make space for silence, because we need that. And I believe now more than ever, as humans, we need to shut everything off and make space for the nothing, for the no noise, for the just being, and to be really present and to be really connected to ourselves, we need to have time for that. So I do encourage you to, even if it's 10 minutes to start with or 5 minutes, just sit and take notice of what's going on around you in a way of your senses, not necessarily looking and keeping busy and going, oh, I need to clean that or do that or put that away. We want to just connect into how we feel and feelings. How often do we dismiss it or, yeah, music for plants too. I have heard that. Being nice to the plants. Anita, when are you coming to Brisbane again? Oh, I know. Well, they haven't announced the second Brisbane yet. We're waiting to see, but probably they will. I'll be in Brisbane in next month, Brisbane, and then in London, which I'm really excited about. Jump on the plane. I haven't booked anything. I'm so not organised. I went, I think I need a travel card as well. Oh, well, it'll be fine. I've got my passport. That's the main thing. So anyway, but, I think that's bringing the joy in is really important, and making time for yourself. So it can be sitting there just going, you know what, I'm going to be grateful for who I am. Because remember, we chose who we are. We chose this journey before we came in. We, obviously for some of us will come in with some big lessons. And, for some that they're way bigger than others. And we're not always privy to the reason why, but it is, it is about, just being able to go, okay, I'm doing the best I can. Be kind to yourself, because we don't tend to do that either. We tend to be a little bit like, oh, I should, and it's the shoulds are just, we need to get rid of that and go, just be you, just do you. It's okay to stuff it up, own it. Say, shit, sorry, I was in a bad mood. Sorry, I've lashed out at you. It wasn't you, it was me. Own stuff, and when you do that, you kind of are able to let it go. And it also is saying to yourself, it's okay to have bad days, and it's okay to not be the best version. But you know what? That's really creates us being human, and it really allows us to own our stuff. And I think the more that we start to get to know who we are without having to apologize to ourselves for and exactly like Jen said, light and dark. Of course we have ego stuff come up. We have stuff that comes up. Hell yeah. But the more we work on our brain, the more we can control that. So that's really powerful. And hey, Sam, I saw you on board when I've lost you in amongst all the comments. Beautiful, Sam. What was Sam? Sam actually Sam comes up with pearlers. Now, Sam, I've lost your message. I'm good at losing messages this morning. I'm like, there's so many, and I so appreciate all of you taking the time to share a message and contribute, because it makes our show. I have no content when I get on here. You guys are the content. You create this for us to be able to direct this show in whatever direction it needs to go in. And we don't have Tony, not telling me. He's very, very patient. It's like sometimes I'm sure he rolls his eyes and goes, stop talking, Tonia. Just had an hour, haven't stopped talking. So, but we'll stir him up anyway. But he will be back next week. He will be back. Kim, any good defamation card for me today? Kim, go and listen to Kevin Bloody Wilson. That's my recommendation. You've got to laugh. Right, we just, we're going to end the show because we're pretty much wrapping up now. But have a laugh today. And, it doesn't matter in what way, if you find random things funny, that's cool. But bring that joy in and bring that sense of playfulness and fun. Share a joke with somebody, because that often can make somebody's day. Share a joke and they laugh as well. So, and like somebody else said, laughter is the best medicine. So it really is, it really, really is. And I think, love that can be part of this for next week. Yes, Trine, we're so rapt to have you here for the next 3 weeks. So she's not at work. She gets to be healing and be part of it. But Tony will be back next week. Thank you all for coming on, and have a ripper week. Remember, we're manifesting this week, so we're bringing in fun. We're connecting with what is fun for you. You might have forgotten. That's common. We forget. What is the fun? So connect with that. Take a moment to go, okay, where's my fun and joy? And I'm going to commit to that. Whatever that fun and joy is, 10 minutes a day. Non-negotiable. 10 minutes a day is my fun time. Find the 10 minutes. You can make time. All right? We often make excuses. I haven't got time. We have. Time is our currency. Millionaires have time. And time is something we can't take back from yesterday. And time is our everything. Without time, we're not here, are we? So have fun. Have fun this week. Connect to that part of you that, all that we might have some physical pain, or our physical bodies are reminding us we need to do some healing. Look into the spiritual meaning of it. Have an understanding of it. Write your affirmations. These are all free tools you can do. Connect to the joy. Bring about the fun. Go and have a sense of humor. Go and listen to somebody and have a laugh. Find your favorite comedian. Just go and have a laugh. And you watch how this week will pan out. So I can't wait to reconnect next week, and we'll share what's happened for our week. Tony will have some good ones too, I know. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Lloyd, sending healing for you, and for anyone else that might need it right now. We are all collectively will send healing energy so that we can all be the best version of ourselves, and sharing that stuff around, because that's how we roll on this show. We're here for the support and the help. All right. Blessings to you all. Thank you so much. And we will see you all same time, same place next week. Bye for now.